Hi, everybody. I'm Bob,
I'm Charlie.
and this is Bourbon and Ballz. I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in so far and do our shameless plug. Please subscribe with the bell, like with the thumbs up, and we've gotten a couple new subscribers.
Yes, we have.
Every week. We're getting more and more, so we appreciate everybody.
Yeah, smash that like button.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
as one of our viewers dared me to say. So that must be a thing on YouTube where everybody says that or something.
Exactly.
So, anyway, so today is a very exciting episode for us personally because this is where we give our review on bottles that there are no limitations on, right?
Right. Yeah, and I wouldn't call it a review necessarily, maybe, but we're just going to highlight our top 5 each.
Yes.
And there might be some overlap, but there's no limits on this, no price limits,
no
allocated, not
matter.
Allocated, it doesn't
Period.
matter. Yeah, it's just whatever. And we have data from quite a while. Charlie and his wife have been hosting tastings for over a year now.
And I think we came up with, we have tasted over probably safe conservative amount of over 100 bottles in our tasting total over all the tastings that we have. So we base it off on that data, and we have a scoring system. So hopefully you guys like our top 5, and like I said, some of the stuff may be allocated, but to a couple of our viewers that wanted to know, just they want to know what the top 5 bourbons, at least for us, period, and then kind of go from there.
Very good. So, okay, if I start it out?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we're going to start with number 5 and go to number 1. So my number 5 is Heaven Hill 17.
Yes.
All right. And on some of these, I have my scores, and some of them I might have forgotten to put my tasting notes. On this one, I just remember it was very rich and it was complex. And I just scored. I think I scored it twice, once around 89 and once around 91. So the average is 90. Yeah, so it was a pretty high score. So that was 5th place for me. This thing was wonderful.
Yeah, so it's the right proof, at least for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and that's why you don't see a whole lot of left lease in this bottle. This thing sat there for a while until I could get a backup. And I have a thing about drinking all my bourbon or the
right. You gotta have a backup.
If I don't have a backup, we're just gonna stare at it for a while. But luckily I have a couple of backups, so I've been fortunate.
And the proof on this is
118, so it's right there to where I don't think it's as hot for a lot of people. It's right to the top, where it kind of just stays there.
Yes, this would be a good stepping stone, maybe, if you do or more of a low proof bourbon to just kind of move up a little bit. But
so
lovely stuff.
It is no doubt. It's great.
All
right. So that's your number 5. So my number 5 is Mick 10. And for those people who caught us on the very first episode on our Spotify, right?
It was our intro to the hosts. Yeah, yeah.
We went over this particular bourbon. Actually, we didn't go. We just cracked it open.
Yeah, we decided we needed to celebrate with something. It was our first podcast.
Yeah.
And you could hear us kind of pondering, like, do we want this? Do we want that? And like, hey, let's do the movie. We both decided, let's do the Mick 10.
Yes.
And the great thing about that was just a day or two after, some of the other bigger podcasts started raving about what a great low proof bourbon it is.
Bourbon Pursuit and Bourbon Junkies did a review on the Mick 10, and they agreed with us that it's probably the best low proofer they ever have, and it's the best low proof that I've ever had.
Right.
I don't know about you.
No, I would agree. I would definitely agree.
But it comes in like a 94 proof or something like that. And I'm telling you, you can get in trouble on this one. You can actually drink this whole thing and, with a buddy the whole entire night if you don't watch it. But to me, the best low proof bourbon that I've ever had by far.
Good call.
All right.
Very good. So we're going to my number 4 now. And this is a Jack Daniel's Goodie.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Here, can we see it there? Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is Coy Hill. This was lovely. And Charlie mentioned, I think, in another episode, any of the Jack Daniels that come in this type of bottle, it's definitely not the old 7 or the other stuff. Right. It's a whole other.
It's a buy.
Yeah, and it's
grab it. Grab it.
Exactly. And we've yet to have one that we don't like.
Right.
But this one really stood out for me. And I scored it as a 92. On the nose, it's got a nice spice and a dark chocolate kind of smell to it. And then it's got and it's just kind of shockingly smooth given the proof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I forgot to write down what the proof was, but
on this particular, now they vary.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
And
depending on batch.
Yeah, in the high 130s and the mid 140s.
Okay.
This particular batch that we tried was 142. 142. So that's pretty high.
I mean, it's spicy and it's potent, but I don't know that I would have thought it was that high.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I will say that this is probably the best nosed I've ever smelled on a
Oh
brewer.
yeah,
Period.
yeah.
So yeah, good, definitely a good choice. You can't go wrong with that one, right?
Thank you. Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
And what'd you score that you said?
I scored that as a 92, and I think it was
Okay.
another one where it was multiple scores. So I might
Okay.
have scored it like 91, 93, and then I took the average. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Well, you do me a favor. Can you grab that front bottle for me? Because we have similar bottles.
The first one here?
No, the
Oh,
very front one. Yeah. So this is also a Heaven Hill product. This is the Parker's Heritage. Now, this is a series that they run for quite a few years now. Is named after an employee there. I think he was a distiller, or a master distiller. I'm not sure.
okay.
He had Parkinson's disease, and they named a bottle after him. So all the money raised buying these bottles actually goes to a good cause. But this is their double barrel blend. Um, Good God, this is great. It's 132 proof, and I swear you just can't have enough of this stuff. I end up scoring this as a 91 on my scoring list.
And what place are you on right now for you?
I'm on fourth.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's my fourth.
Excellent.
Yeah, to me that I don't know. It's a very sweet bourbon. I will say that.
Hmm.
It's one of the sweeter ones that I've had. So if you like sweet, it's almost like it's not a wine finish, but it's close to being that sweet. But it's very, very good. And it's a big hit
Hmm.
in our tasting. This is actually the second bottle that I've gone through. I got one more after that, and then I'm gonna have to go hunt for some more.
Yes.
So,
Well, I'm going to say we don't have to move anything.
oh,
'Cause
okay.
this is my number 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I scored it at a 93. Rich full nose. I think this is the one that made me get up and dance. If am I remembering that right?
Yes, you popped
Yeah.
right off the thing. And the thing is, you and I were just, it was just you and
Me
I.
and you. It was just me and you.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it was just you having a natural reaction.
Oh my
And
gosh, it was.
yeah,
Oh,
I think you almost came to tears.
I know, and I'm not as big a fan of sweet, but this one there was just a richness about
Yes.
it. I thought, and a fullness, and it really did. I got up and did a little dance around the
Oh yeah.
room down here. It was really good. So that's my number 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, now my number 3, okay, is one of my all-time favorites. This is the George T. Stagg. This is the
Okay.
22. This clocks in at 138 proof, 138.7. I don't know. You can't go wrong with this at all. This is by and far, to me, the best stag that I've ever had as far as year wise. Now we had another year. I think
19.
I think it was 19.
Yeah.
It was good. It was
But yeah,
good.
right, but it
It
didn't.
was nothing like
No.
this.
Mm-mm.
And this thing, when you tasted it, up right out of the gate, you taste the flavors and all that kind of stuff, and it stayed there.
Hmm.
And it had the extremely, extremely long finish.
Yes, and not harsh in the least.
No,
Yeah.
no. So 138 was nothing, and I scored that at 91.6. That tells you everything you need to know.
No, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Good
So,
choice. Good choice.
All right. So you're on to what number?
I am on to my number 2 then, I do
Okay.
believe. All right. I think that's here we go. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And this is Bardstown Discovery Series, and this is number 4. And this sounds like an odd score with the decimal points, but I think I scored this one at least 2, maybe 3 different times.
Okay. All right.
So my score for this one was 93.75.
Okay.
I just love the complexity of the nose. Yeah. There was some leather there, some dark cherry on the nose. The taste was woody with a hint of orange, but not too sweet at all.
Okay.
And I think that's why I probably like this one a little better than the Parkers, because it didn't have as much sweetness to it, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. And the other term that I used, and I think it's okay to say here, you can bleep it out if it's not. The other term I used to describe it was orgasmic.
Jesus.
That was in my note.
I mean, alone with him in his bottle. So I would agree that this is the best of the Discovery series, and honestly, we're not the only ones. I think it's widely agreed that this is the best Bardstown Discovery series that was ever made. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's no repeats. They don't. Right. So this was released, a few years ago, and they're just not making anymore. They move on to different series, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have a couple of backup bottles on top of this, but what's scary is that there's just never be another blend like that, and that's unfortunate because you could argue like maybe the other ones that we talked about, you're going to have similar ones because they're the same mash bill.
Right, right.
But they won't have the same makeup as this because
Yeah,
this is a
this is
blended.
purely a blend. Yeah, it's
Yeah, this is
purely
a
blend.
blended
Yeah,
bourbon.
right, right.
So it's just a damn shame
Yeah,
that we're never going to see this again.
I will drink it very slowly.
We even had the 10. We mentioned that before, and
Right. Yeah. We
it
didn't care
wasn't.
for the
It
tin as
wasn't.
much.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Just okay. Yeah.
But man, yeah,
Yeah.
great choice.
Thank
Great
you.
choice on that.
Thank you.
So my number 2. Do you want to bring that one back? The Heaven Hill,
I do that.
17. 17. Um, briefly, I know we already talked about it, but I scored that as a 93. I was super stoked when this came out,
Sure.
and I fell in love with it. Just the fact that, to me, it's the perfect proof of a
Mhm.
perfect bourbon. If there ever was a perfect bourbon, I would say that this is it to me. If this is the only bourbon they ever make, period, I'm okay with that.
If you were left on a stranded island, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would take. I would think about taking the Heaven Hill 17 with me for sure. So yes.
Very good. All right.
All right. So our number ones are correct.
Yes, they are number ones.
Okay. So your number one is it
You got to hand that thing to
just
me.
the bad boy here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you
And
go.
Charlie's already talked about it. George T. Stagg.
So go ahead and give yourself a pour on that one.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the whole
Yes.
purpose of this, right? Right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And my scores at average from 90, but this bad boy I rated 96.5. Yeah.
That's the highest. That's the highest of all bourbons because I haven't gone that high.
I
Yet.
was got this thing is just it's beautiful.
It is a beautiful bourbon.
Yes. Since you described it, I won't do it again, but it is my favorite. And actually I didn't think it would be because we blinded some heavy hitters one time.
Yes.
And I really thought that either the 4 or maybe the Parkers would come out ahead.
Yeah.
But no, this one.
Do you think it's because of it's the finish on that thing?
And it could, yeah, it is so good. It's so long and it's so powerful.
Yes.
But not overwhelming. It's just, it's just beautiful.
You would say that, how normal bourbons are sippers, but this one here, you're going to have to wait for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could babysit a little glass like this for a half hour, 40 minutes maybe.
Yes, it'll last twice as long.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, it's like having a really good hand-rolled cigar. They just last even longer. It's the analogy I use.
Okay. And mine, and the thing is, we both had top 5s, and there's only 6 bottles up on this table. So, fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to say it, Bob and I have similar palates. We have similar tastes to a lot of things, other than
my love for Castle and Key.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I can do without that. You saw me last week on that. I about threw up when I had a multi. It was multi as hell. But anyways, enough of that. So, my number one, and always will be, is the Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. I gave that a score of a 95.4. The reason why I picked this over the Stag, and this is I like hot stuff. I like the heat, and the thing is so extremely complex. And to me, like I told you before, this is the best nose I have ever smelled on a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And there are some good bourbons out there to smell. So, so for me, that is my number one. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that.
Yeah, and you got to pour yourself one too.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Like I said, there's some overlap, but this was a lot of fun, man. I really, because I wasn't we pulled the bottles ahead of time, but I wasn't really sure what the order was going to be, and so this was a good time. So you're right there. Cheers, my friend.
Yes, cheers. Thank you guys. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching these videos. We still have another segment to go into. It is the man. Good, Jesus. I'm telling you,
it's another world. Really,
if this video is like in 3D, or 4D,
we should get smell this.
Oh, this is the best freaking stuff.
Yeah, some stuff hypes, but you got to believe the hype on all these are great.
And I wish this is like a candle or something. Jesus. Anyways,
all right.
So we won't bore you with that.
Yeah.
We're now going to go into our lovely, for some people, their NFL week, and for other people, well, we'll see how it goes. So, all right. Well, we'll be right back. All right. Thanks.
Sure. All right, everybody. Ready for some football, fantasy football? Oh, you want to do some college football? You want to talk college football first? Because usually you like to kind of segue.
So the USC game was closer than what many people thought.
Yeah.
Colorado made it a game in the fourth quarter. I mean, there's no moral victories and all that kind of stuff, but I think Colorado. I think their goals this year should be a bowl game, and if it is, it's a huge success for them. Only won one game last year, right? Yeah. And I think the schedule definitely gets easier for them. They're done through their rough schedule, and they're 3-2. And I was hoping to be 4-1, but you know what? They're 3-2, and they're still going to be hopefully bowl eligible.
Yeah.
I think it's about 6 wins nowadays.
Okay.
To become bowl eligible, and then my beloved Bearcats keeps on doing Bearcat things, so they lose again to BYU, and I don't see them winning a Big 12 game anytime soon.
Gotcha.
So, and again, I'm almost wishing that program just runs it to the ground and just get rid of that damn coach, and let's move on. Let's go get an assistant from a major whatever, and let's just move on. Why even waste time? Just let's go. Let's do it. Let's run this thing.
I'm sure there's other UC alumni who are probably feeling your pain.
I don't understand. Anyways, I'm not going to get into this. I don't understand why we hired the guy. But what? All right, let's move on.
Well, and the other thing, I want to throw a couple random things in here as we do this transition. I want to say congratulations to my Astros. Way to go, fighting it out with the. Oh, they made it into the playoffs, man. Or the.
And I want to congratulate the Reds for another year of losing.
They were close though, weren't they?
I know, but you know what? I'd rather them not even be near it to even like tease your ass.
It's good. I think it's good for people to kind of. People had hope,
Just hope is what kills you. So,
but for all you Astros haters, we're back. We're back in it.
Yes. Dusty Baker still there?
Oh yeah,
okay.
He's the man. He's the man.
You remember when his son almost got hit back in the day? Yeah, he was the ball boy for San Francisco.
Oh man,
and they were running
that at all.
It was like a home run or no, it wasn't a home run. It was like a triple or some shit. And you can look it up on YouTube, and you see he was like, I don't know, 6 years old, 7 years old, and he's going up to the plate to grab the bat, and here comes this dude just coming in on third. I mean, it's a line play, and I forget who. I think there was a person. There was like two people within like 15 yards of each other, and the first guy who crossed home plate grabbed his son, moved him out of the way, and while the other guy came and scored. So you got to look that up on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. That is funny. That is good. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. And then I've had a couple friends text me because they know I'm a diehard Celtics fan. Dame Time went to Milwaukee, which I think was a surprise for a lot of us. I know you're not as much into the NBA. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Boston got rid of Brogdon, and
they got Drew Holiday though.
Yeah, they did. They got
See, I know a little bit.
You do, and now I was distraught because Smart.
I heard that story on the way here.
On the way here,
I have no idea who he is. I heard it on the Pat McAfee show. So I just want to act like listen, I knew what I was talking about.
And I still haven't had time to wrap my head around the whole thing, but I'm a big Marcus Smart fan, and I got that's on the back of my shirt here. But I hated to see him go to Memphis. But supposedly,
you know what? He'll be good for dumbass.
Oh yeah, to get his kind of mentor him and get his.
Yes.
And I was a huge Jaw fan. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan since their early days of Larry Bird. I've only bought 2 shirts other than Celtics shirts through the years, and one was Hakeem Olajuwon, and the other one was John Morant. Yeah, so those are the only 2 that I feel like.
Man, he gets his shit together. What do you think about that?
He's amazing talent, but
has he made any news during the off season or it's quiet?
No, thankfully.
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
thankfully,
that's usually when everybody gets
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Right.
But so like I said, I'm not sure what to make of the Robert Williams is gone too, but that's fine because he was an injury liability. So this will be an interesting season as we get closer to that. I want to bore you all with that, and like you have an issue with the Reds sometimes. I have an issue with Jason Tatum
with the Reds ownership.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When they sat there and said last year that basically we're the only game in town, where else are you going to go?
Right.
I'm like, whatever, you're done. And then he says something stupid ass this year.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you just get him off the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
But so until they switch owner groups, I'm not going to. Plus, since COVID, it's hard for me to get back into some of these sports. Did you get back to all the sports after COVID?
Oh, actually, I got crazy after COVID because I was so sports starved.
Okay.
The first thing that came back was golf.
Oh, you know what? We're not allowed saying that word, by the way.
What word?
YouTube will oh, never mind. We're not even we're not getting monetized.
Okay.
They'll demonetize you for that.
For saying what?
The
C word?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Swear to God.
Okay, well, I believe you. Okay.
I didn't. Because I was watching YouTube videos and they would make that mention. Now I don't know if it is nowadays, but I
Okay.
know when it was like ramped up and very political,
Okay. Gotcha.
they
Gotcha.
were like tagging and you get demonetized.
Gotcha. Okay.
We're quite a ways from being
Yeah.
monetized.
Yeah. No, but honestly, like but it actually kind of turned me on to watching golf. Like I would watch golf every now and then, you
Ugh,
know what I mean?
okay.
But and I know I'm an old man. What can I say? But that was the first thing that like.
Okay.
But I was like totally down in the dumps, like not being able to watch any sports
Okay.
for a while.
Okay.
So, but yeah, okay. So now,
Oh, back to football, right?
but you know what you did? Hang on.
What?
I forgot to tell you.
Oh, Jesus. What did I lose this time?
You didn't lose anything.
That's a fuck.
That's the interrupt Bob horn.
Oh my God.
Charlie's told me like I need to help him stop interrupting me because I was going to go on a rant about Jason Tatum.
Electrical shock underneath the table.
Well, okay, that's all I could find at Walmart this time of night. So, but anyway, I started to mention Jason Tatum. He drives me crazy. But I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to go any further. But stop interrupting me.
I was just throwing in my 2 cents.
All right. So let's talk fantasy sports, man. Let's talk fantasy sports.
Well, I lost. How's that?
Well, I know that, but let's have some dialogue about it.
Well, I sat Derrick Henry on the bench. So that's how my.
Okay, so so what was your rationale for that?
He hadn't done jack crap all freaking year.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for Jahmyr Gibbs to do something. And I think
the great thing about that is I've got Montgomery.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to, at best, he's going to split time with Montgomery because Montgomery's doing very well.
Doing very well, yeah.
So I think next week I'm gonna set down Jahmyr Gibbs as much as I don't want to. And freaking Najee Harris is killing me. Of course, anybody on the Steelers is killing anybody.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
But Warren, his backup, I may start him because he's getting more touches.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. So he's killing me. I don't know. My wide receivers are still. I got Calvin Ridley. He did. Oh, which by the way, did you watch that Toy Story?
No, but
dude, that was so great.
You texted me, and I had left the house, but I had actually seen a couple of my Facebook friends post about how cool it was, and these are guys like my age and in their 40s and stuff.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry I missed it.
I had my grandkids over.
Oh, perfect.
So it was good. They watched it too. And they thought it was great. And I'm watching football. They're watching Toy Story. It's all combined. It was great. I hope they do it again. I really do.
Yeah. And then when I got in the car to take off somewhere, the commentators on ESPN were just going on and on about. They're like, I can't believe how well done it was.
Now there was I noticed there was and I get it why there was like a 10-second delay, probably because then to get all the stuff
rendering
together.
And yeah.
Man, it was good.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I have heard a lot of people hype about that.
Oh yeah, I hope you do it again.
Yeah. So, and hey, I just want to say I'm proud of you because you lost and you were able to talk about it. This is a sign of progress.
It's just all right.
So, and I won't razz you so much about it. Now, I do razz Charlie in the past, and if you go back and listen to on the podcast, if you listen to our intro to hosts, I want to say it's around the 6-minute mark, maybe. Just the confidence in which he talks about his drafting strategy and the guarantees that he gives.
That's what happens. I've
And in the second episode, the fantasy episode, around the 14-ish minute mark, he goes on this very confident boost about winning every other year in this other league. And were your people out west?
They've already texted the group. They said, "Oh, Charlie's in trouble," and I said, "It's early." And of course, I say that before I lost in that league this week. And I even had the dude from L.A., the Rams, the freaking Hakuna Matata dude.
Oh, you know what happened?
What?
You know how I sang that song last time, right? I'm listening to Cowturd.
Cowherd?
Yeah, and his sidekick.
Hold on, did you say Cowturd?
Cowturd, yeah.
That's what you call him?
Yeah, I call him Cowturd,
right.
yeah. And his sidekick says, that's his new nickname now. And I'm like, no, you heard it here first, man.
Oh, yeah.
First,
a lot of people have been watching the videos.
I think so, man. So, but that's great. You just took me off on a tangent there. But yeah, he got 163 yards, 7 first downs, I think, and
I still effing lost.
Wow. And to Charlie's people in this other league out west, I meant no disrespect, but all you got to do is put a waiver wire in, and then he's going to struggle.
Oh, can I correct you on something?
Yeah.
I've been corrected. So I checked out that theory. Apparently, I don't know when it's been corrected. Apparently, someone corrected it. And I'm not saying because of this episode, but it's been corrected to where you can't do what I just did.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
It used to be that way, and I do not know how long that's been going on where they fixed it.
So there has been wire.
There's actually an order of operations.
Okay.
But right now I get in first because I'm freaking last in everything right now, so I can't tell the damn difference. But there is an order. So, anyways,
this was great banter.
Yes,
I am. I'm proud of you. That's great progress, man. Great progress.
I'm just happy drinking my Coy Hill, man.
That does make a big difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Oh yes, it does. Yes. And I got to give props to my sister, who beat you last week, second year owner.
She might win that thing.
Actually, it's the one that beat you this week that might win it. That's Hazel.
I'm sorry, I can't remember all the people who beat me.
It's okay. But Hazel beat you this week. But in all fairness, like, it was a pretty close game. You did, it was pretty close. And if you just would have had Henry in, you would have won.
Right, but both our totals were horrible.
Yeah, comparatively. Yeah, they were both under average.
I bet she won, but I bet her score would have lost in any other game.
Probably right.
Right. So
you're probably right. Fair. That's fair. So I think we covered the fantasy there a bit. I'm impressed with that. Shall we move on to our picks and all that good stuff? You need something?
What shall I have? Yeah, go ahead. Why decide?
Okay, you're pondering another drink?
Yes.
Just holler if you want me to pass something your way.
Mm-hmm.
So picks from week 4. Again, thanks for all the guys who are participating and doing this with us. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about what the picks were like I did maybe last week. But Jeff went 4-1 this week. What would you like?
Really?
Yeah, Jeff went 4-1.
I like Heaven Hill.
You got it. And the irony of that is his confidence pick was the one that didn't win.
Ah, that stinks.
Because
what was his confidence pick?
He homered it.
Oh, that was nice.
He confidence picks the Steelers game, and they got their butts handed to them. So
you know what they're thinking about doing on that Steelers team? I heard today something. There's not rumor, but there's a I don't know, a sense going around. Ben Roethlisberger may, I don't know how true this is, get back into the game and be an OC.
Oh, really?
Offensive coordinator.
Interesting.
And I guess on his podcast, he had mentioned about he'd be open to that idea.
Interesting. Lock the women's restrooms.
I'm with you on that one. But anyway, their offense is absolute putrid. Like, if they played like the Giants right now, I think it'd be like a 6-3 game.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Have the over under 21 or something like that?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah. So, anywho.
All right.
Maybe throw in Desmond Ritter. Okay.
So yes, Jeff 4-1. Good week for him. Steve, he managed to find, what was that one? Oh, it's the Heaven Hill.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
If there's like animation right now, I'd be like stars over my head. Some Looney Tunes shit.
So Steve seems to manage to find a push every week. So Steve went 3-1-1.
Push. Man, what is up? How many pushes did he have?
I'll tell you here when I share the standings.
Lord.
Yeah, he seems to find a push all the time. Jason also got a push too. He was 3-1-1. I was 3-2. Keith was 3-2, and you were 2-3. And I apologize to everybody. I was sure one of the 2 parlays we gave last time was going to hit, but they did not. So we'll just keep trying for you. Hopefully, maybe that means we'll get on a hot streak now. So
yeah, have we been getting 2 out of 3?
Last time we didn't because my pick. Well, I think it was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember. It was Philly. I think Philly needed to cover. I'm not mistaken. It was either Philly or Kansas City. It might have been Kansas City.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me, but so the standings for now, and they will scroll across your screen. Which way?
Yes.
Standings right now are Jeff is in first at 12-8. I am in second with 11-9. Charlie and Keith both at 10-10.
I'll take that.
Steve is 8-9-3, and Jason is 7-7-1.
Not horrible.
No, and I was talking to this about a couple of guys I know. Picking against the spread is a whole different beast.
It is.
And Charlie was saying, well, somebody needs to be at 60 or 70%. And I'm like, no, really, it's like if you're doing 50% against the spread, you're doing pretty good. And I think, and I'm surprised we haven't hit a parlay because we're all not picking like horribly.
Right.
And even on like we do just like a regular pick 'em at work. How many people do we have in there? Quite a few.
They're like 30.
Yeah. And the spread's
Maybe
not
50.
Involved in that. And this week I went 14.
Well, that's a Survivor League that we're in, aren't we?
No, it's not Survivor.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm in a Survivor League.
Yeah.
I can't remember how many damn leagues I'm in.
Yeah. But I went 15-1 this week in the pick'em, but now I'm only 3-2 in the spread. So the spread does make a big difference.
Okay.
And we're going to highlight 3 games, and for the sake of being succinct, those are also going to be our parlay of the week.
Yes.
So we'll kind of combine 2 things at once. Yes, exactly, exactly. So you want to start? Or you want me to?
Well, we got the Jags versus the Bills.
The Bills have been.
Bills are on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Other than the very first game of the year, they are on a roll. Josh Allen, I think he's done being less confident. I think he's more confident now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
and I wish that game would have been in like the prime time in a different slot.
Yeah,
the Dolphins.
That'd have been great Sunday night game.
Yeah, exactly. But then they handled them. They handled Miami.
What was Sunday night? Oh, it's the freaking Giants. No, that was last night's game.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what? Not to get off on a tangent, but I made fun of Zach Wilson. He actually did well.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He actually did well.
He did.
He actually outperformed Patrick Mahomes.
I wonder if he's distracted. Maybe his wife isn't getting much camera time now with Mahomes. His wife usually gets some camera time, but now he got Taylor Swift over there, hogging the camera. So
yeah,
maybe that distracted him.
I love it how there's like YouTube videos out there or whatever. Girls are like showing it to their dads about Travis Kelce, like they're Taylor Swift is making him famous, like as if he wasn't already the best tight end in the league, anyways. And the dads are like, "What in the world are you talking about? Like, we already knew who he was."
So you know what? She can fill a stadium a couple nights in a row.
But you know what? If they break up, they're gonna turn on him so bad.
That's gonna be a whole album full of songs for him.
I know they're gonna burn his jersey. They're gonna burn his jersey and everything. But anyways, I know. So Jags and Bills -5.
Yeah, so that's our confidence pick, number 5.
Okay.
And
hold on, who are we going with?
Going the Bills. Bills -5. Jeff and myself are on that game.
Okay.
And then we're going on to the next one. I'm going to have to cheat a little bit because it's a little closer to me.
Titans and Colts.
Titans and Colts, which is a pick 'em. And
which way are we going with that?
you and I are both on the Colts on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take the Colts in the second game.
You know what? Real quick, let me talk about that game real quick.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we're supposed to do.
Jonathan Taylor is supposed to be squeezed back into the lineup this week.
Hey, very good.
Now, Zach Moss has been doing well. So I would say at best, especially if he's not in football shape, be 50-50 in carries. But Anthony Richardson's not looking bad.
No, and I wasn't sure how he'd do coming off the concussion.
Well, just him as a rookie. He's not doing bad.
Well, what did he do? He passed for...
Because he didn't have a whole lot of games under his belt in college.
Exactly, yeah.
Because you know who he reminded me of that I thought he would be? Achilles Smith.
Oh, okay.
He did not. He played for Oregon, and he only had 1 year under his belt. And then our dumbasses drafted him, and then the rest was
ruined his career. Yeah,
yeah. So I'm glad to see that he's doing well. I think the Colts are not as bad as people think.
No, and I think this should be a good game, and it's a pick 'em, and I would agree with you on that one. It's going to be a tight one. Yeah. And just so people know, and again for entertainment purposes, the over under is 42.5. I'm thinking under. I don't know what it's about you.
I would pick probably the under because they're not. Neither one of them are explosive, right. Offensive.
Yeah.
I also would go with the Colts as well as I did,
right.
Just because I'm not a big believer in Tannehill. I just not.
Yeah.
And I know they lost. I know the Bengals. They trounced the Bengals, but who the hell isn't? So
right.
I don't really count that.
Yeah, we're a shell of our former selves.
Yeah. So until Burrow needs to sit down.
No, I guess I've been saying that. Yeah,
for the last 2 weeks. Shut him down, and if they can make the wild card, so be it. But otherwise, just play for next year, and it is what it is.
Especially if he can only do what he's doing now, there's really no point in him being out there.
Yeah. So all right.
And then our last game, we got the Ravens at the Steelers. Mm-hmm. Confidence pick goes to the Ravens -3.5. That is Keith, Charlie, and Jason all on that.
I'm not saying shoving a pull. I'm not saying go all in and shoving all your chips, but
3.5 is fair.
I think I'm surprised it wasn't bigger than that.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a good number.
Oh, it's a great number.
Yeah, I think
that the Steelers are just they have zero identity.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's even playing Pickett.
Oh, he's questionable. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got oh my God, is Rudolph Mason there still? or Mason Rudolph or whatever the hell's
He's
name.
still there. Okay, man.
Jesus, is that the backup?
I don't know. Could be.
But
I
their
don't know.
offense is so lethargic.
Yeah,
It's hard to watch.
they scored three points last week, right?
Yeah, it is. Who?
Did they score 3 points last week?
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's all they scored. Yeah,
They're very, very
Yeah.
hard to watch, and they
Yeah.
have and the thing is, it's their offensive line. That's the problem. It's not like you can fix it overnight, and that's why I think you're going to see the Giants, you're going to see the Steelers, you're going to see these teams who have horrible offensive lines just
Mhm.
cannot do well.
Mhm.
Ugh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. So
Yeah.
the Ravens 3.5. Ooh,
will take
that
it.
is I can't believe it's not bigger.
And Lamar had like what two passing touchdowns, two
Yeah,
running
like he's
touchdowns. You know what I mean? So he's kind of getting in the groove as long as he stays healthy.
I'm surprised
you know
it's
what I
not
mean?
like honestly like
Yeah.
5 or 6 points.
Now the only way I can see them losing, if I'm being honest, is he has had a little case of the dropsies, and I think they've gotten some of them back. But like if some of those start going the other, he just needs to hold on to the ball. That's the only way I see Baltimore
Yeah.
losing is if he turns the ball over too many times. So,
But it won't be because Pittsburgh beat them. You know what I'm saying?
oh no, exactly. Yeah, they have to beat themselves.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
exactly.
I think we
So-
agree on that. So that's our 3-game parlay. Hopefully, we'll finally hit one. If any of you guys are betting along with this, again, that's the Bills -5, the Colts in the Pick'em game, and the Ravens -3.5. So that is our parlay, and we appreciate everybody who stuck around for this thing. It feels like it was a little longer, but it was also a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we went over, but I don't even know what over is anymore. I think as long as it's decent content and it's
Yeah.
something to watch, I think people want to watch it. But yes, so this video version will be on Spotify, as we mentioned before.
And the
I think
audio.
what we're going to do a little bit different on Spotify. You'll see some editing here and all that stuff here and there. We're just going to give the raw audio to Spotify. So it's almost like bonus content if you listen to the Spotify version. It's a little different. You may hear some prep work or some post work, things like that. It's a little bantering here and there, off the air kind of thing. But catch that on Spotify or Apple, any however you use your podcast.
Yeah.
But
we're just happy wherever you're following us, whether
for
Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, or whatever.
and we're getting more
We're happy
comments.
to have you.
We're
Yeah,
getting more comments on YouTube. And again, we'll think of a different topic for next week. But as always, if there's a bourbon out there that you may not have tried or you want to get a hold of, like mention in the comments.
Yeah,
and we'll
exactly.
go find it if we haven't found it already, and we'll review it. Then maybe that, therefore, you don't waste your money if we feel that it's not that good.
No, exactly.
Or
we'll shoot
conversely.
you straight. That's for sure.
Yeah. So it's not about the brand; it's about the bottle. It's just there's so much good bourbon out there. But anyway, so that's that. So
Yeah, appreciate it. And again, like
Yeah.
we said, subscribe, hit the bell, subscribe, and like, and we appreciate you all.
okay, I'm Charlie.
And I'm Bob.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.